Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing a hair tutorial. So today's video is going to be all about the glueless method, also known as the elastic band method. I'm going to be using a gorgeous wig from the company Foxy Hair. They sent over a package and this is a 26-inch fake scalp wavy lace wig. Now this is what the inside of the wig looks like. As you guys can see, that cap there is what will be considered the fake scalp, and then this is a texture shot of the wig straight out of the pack. So basically they have that cap under there, and when you part it, it's going to look like your scalp. You're not going to have to bleach the knots or tint the lace. All of that is done with the cap, and also they bleach the knots. So what I'm showing you here is that the wig does not lay flat on my hairline. Not all wigs are meant to be glueless. This one here is meant to be bonded down. They sent me a size medium cap. Normally I am a small, so if you get a cap that is too big, it definitely won't fit flat. But even then, whenever you go to like a website, it'll tell you like glueless or not, and this one is not glueless. So I'm going to be pretty much showing you how to make it glueless. We're going to start off by using this elastic band. Normally I would use a 2-inch, a 1.5 inch, or a 1 inch. I believe this here is a 1 inch, and I'll have it linked in the description bar. So let's begin. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this elastic, and I'm pretty much showing you the length or measuring from ear to ear behind my head or at the nape of my neck, and this is pretty much the length without stretching the elastic at all. I'm just going to use this piece as my reference piece. You can also use a measuring tape. I do have one, but I just kind of wanted to show you simply how to do it. So this is the length right behind my ear, and this is pretty much where you want the elastic to sit once it's installed on the wig on both sides, and this is the length from my ear to ear. So now that we have this piece, we're going to make another strip, and I'm going to show you exactly how to pull it taut. You want to be able to use the elastic, so I'm going to just pull another piece with the same exact length, and then from there I'm going to show you how to get your perfect basically your perfect length for your wig. So one of them I'm going to keep at the original length so you guys can see for reference how much I'm going to take off, and the second one I'm actually going to pull taut, and this is the piece we're going to actually use as the elastic for our elastic band. So I'm measuring it from ear to ear, but you can see I'm pulling it. So I kind of pull it, and you guys can see when I let it go, it kind of pops me. You want to hold it on one side behind your ear and pull it, and see how tight you can do it where it still fits comfortably. So I hold it there and see how tight I can get it and make sure it's not too tight. Hopefully that makes sense. I pretty much pulled on it and kind of like sit it there and ask myself, is this gonna fit too tight? Is it gonna fit tight enough? And this is pretty much the length that felt tightest to me. So I cut off the remainder after I made it tight, and I'm gonna try again. And as you guys can see, it falls short, so I'm gonna pull it to go exactly where I want to go behind my ear, and literally just hold it there. And if you hold it there and it feels like too much pressure, it's going to be too tight. But if it feels perfect and comfortable but still tight, that's the perfect length. Now you guys see the longer piece is my actual measurement behind my ear. The shorter piece is what we're going to use, and that's going to pretty much be the one that's going to pull the wig tight. So now we're going to go ahead and apply it to our wig by putting the wig on the mannequin head inside out, and we're going to use T-pins to go ahead and hold the wig down. The T-pins, the wig head, the tripod, everything I use, the nylon thread, of course the elastic, are all in the description box, and this is how your wig should sit. So if you're buying a wig that's already pre-made, they usually have these combs on the side. All I do is I line up the elastic with those combs and I sew. What you'll notice is that I'm kind of pointed out where the wig or the lace starts in the front, and then where the comb is, and the rule of thumb is to go kind of like in the center. So you have down below is where the actual hairline starts, and then you have the comb. Kind of find that middle section like in between those two, and that's kind of your happy medium of where to put it. Also, you can try putting the wig on and kind of lining this up next or in front of the combs while it's on your head, and kind of feel where it feels comfortable, and mark it with like a white eyeliner pencil, and that's a great way to do it as well. I've done this so many times where I kind of just know But again, put it on and see how it feels. Worst case scenario, you put it on and it's too tight. All you have to do is unravel it or take it out and redo it with a little bit longer piece. This here is the T-pins that I buy. These are kind of nasty because some oil spilled in a drawer that they were in, so I have to buy a new set. But you guys see, when you pull it to do on the other side, you're going to use those T-pins to hold it. It's too tight for you to just hold it there, so the T-pins will allow it to sit there while you sew. And then you just go ahead and sew, and then once you're done sewing, you're going to remove those T-pins. Hopefully everything that I'm saying makes sense. I tried to slow it down in a lot of places so that you guys can see. Most of us are visual learners, so the way I explain, if it doesn't make sense, just rewatch this tutorial portion and just physically see what I do from start to finish, and pretty much it should be self-explanatory. And of course, if you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram at Bedeck, and I will definitely answer your questions if I left anything out. But you guys can see all I do is just line it up with the comb, pull it down a little bit below, and then this is what it should look like when you take it off the mannequin head. Now, it may not make sense, but this is what it should look like. And watch, when I put it on my head, you're gonna see how flat the hairline lace. Now remember, before we started this tutorial, at the very beginning of the video, the lace did not lay flat, and this is how I put it on in the back. But you're gonna see at first the lace didn't lay flat, and now look how flat it lays. I literally have to pull it on for it to lay on my hairline where I want it to go. At first it was like floppy and just sitting up, and now you guys can see it lays flat. So once I cut off all of this lace, I'll literally be able to leave it on my hairline without putting any bond or anything, and it'll just lay perfectly. You see? Glueless. Now I'm going to go on for the rest of the video, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the lace. I'm going to bond it with my Got To Be Glued. And you see I'm here showing you a side shot, so there's no smoke and mirrors. It literally lays flat on my hairline, and all I did was added that elastic. Something about it is magic. Once it goes on that lace, it literally will pull the lace flat. So as I said before, I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the excess lace. You can definitely go ahead and customize the hairline by tweezing it with a nice sharp pair of tweezers. I'm going to do majority of the work to style this wig off camera, but what I will say, it was a dream to work with. Once it laid flat on my hairline, all I needed was a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to leave this one on, and I'm just used to using something there, even though it's glueless. And my choice was the Got To Be Glued Freeze Spray. I'm going to add a little bit of baby hair. I'm going to do a nice center part. I'm going to add a little bit of powder in the parting, and of course I'm going to style the ends. Everything I'm going to use is listed in the description bar, and this is what I use as my adhesive. It's bonded down, and you guys can see how nice it lays. The lace is not exactly my color, so of course you can see it, but that's a nice install. For cleanup, you can just use alcohol or any kind of you know, adhesive that you have. Alcohol works amazing for me. And also, I wanted to show you how much of a great parting space they give. This is what it looks like down the center, and you guys can see this is more than 6 inches. It has to be. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are loving the videos from me. It will help me out so much. I have so many cool hair tutorials coming up, and some cooking tutorials, and some bangers with the family. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. Now stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so I just finished styling this hair. I opted to go ahead and style the remainder of the hair off camera just because you guys have seen me do this a million times. So center part, and I did add some contour powder already, but let me just add a little bit more going backwards. Now this wig was super duper easy to work with. The fake scalp always helps me to pretty much get a flawless install with minimal work at all. It's extremely beginner friendly, and I love that I can just add a powder of my choice to kind of color match it to my complexion. So I did use, again, water, and I just sprayed the hair down and got it super damp. I used my fingers to kind of pull it through, and then I also used the Denman brush to kind of make sure that I detangled and defined since the wig is curly, and it kind of made these really pretty waves that are pretty much natural, but it kind of helps to clump it and keep it super uniformed. And then for a styling product, I did use the Aussie Moist, and I just keep a huge container of this under my sink. This is one of my favorites and it smells pretty good. I'll use this, or I'll use like Tresemme. Sometimes I'll use silicone mix, more so the silicone mix for deep conditioning, but this works very good if you want something thick, especially because the colder months are coming, and I find that when it's colder, the air is a little bit colder, you kind of need a little bit more of a heavier product. But when I want to have a little bit more fun and the air is warm, I usually will use a foam lotion. And that was pretty much it. It's pretty much really nice and long. It's full, but it's not too heavy, and you can definitely do so many different styles, especially because you have that fake scalp where the parting goes back super far. So if I wanted to do like half up, half down, or like some space buns, this definitely would have been the perfect wig for that. So be sure to check out the description bar. There is a link to this wig as well as all the details on exactly what I have. Also, a list of all the items I used to complete this look and style the hair on and off camera are in the description box as well, including like my mannequin head and my tripod, as well as you know, the elastic band and all those products as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!